Webs, welcome to the Skyler Grant Podcast, where we go through my novel of the Chronicles of Skyler Grant, the only novel I've ever pantsed and finished, and we read a chapter every day. My buddy Adam Daley from ZOP Gaming.
What's up, everybody?
He reads a chapter, we discuss it afterwards, and yeah, it's a very rough first draft.
And that's why it's a rough first draft of a narration.
Yes, it is. And
they deserve each other.
And that's what we do here on this Skyler Grant Podcast. We are closing in on the end of the book. And we are going to be reading through chapter 38 in this episode.
Damn right we are.
Before we get to that, if you go on to like this episode, why don't you go and hit that like button? No. Smash that like button and do it as a prayer to the holy algorithm.
The holy algorithm.
And subscribe because I got running content on here. But with those plugs out of the way, and you can always check out Adam's ZOP Gaming.
Yeah, remember to swing over there.
You can do that too, if you want some terrible gameplay.
Check out our terrible gameplay.
Yes,
it's bad.
But
we fully admit that we are not good. We're pro. The ZOP stands for 01 Pro. It's in quotes.
Yeah,
it's pro gaming.
Yeah.
Come on.
So you can go check that out too. But now that the plugs are out of the way, Adam, you can begin your reading when you're ready.
Skyler Grant, written by Tim Green. Skyler Grant, written by Tim R.G., narrated by Adam Daley. Chapter 38. Puff. Jenna appeared back inside the metal box. She was not happy that she was the only one back in the facility with an army on their way. She knew that she had to hurry. If they showed up before she could get them all out, they would probably be killed. She walked to the closest body to her, once next to the young boy, easily 13. She knelt down and gently started to shake him. A few moments, his eyes shot open. "What happened?" asked the boy sitting up. "You passed out," said Jenna, standing back up. "Where did that hole come from? I thought we were all going to die." "Long story. But my friend and I came to rescue you all." "Where's your friend?" "He got hurt in the process of making that hole, and I had to take him outside. I'll be taking you to the same place in a moment, but I need your help to wake everyone else up." "What? There's no way out of here without the guards seeing us." "Trust me, there is. And if you wake up a few people, you'll see." "No, you show me now, because for all I know, you're working with Dr. King." "Whatever," said Jenna. Puff. She appeared on the other side of the room. She glanced over to see the boy's reaction. All she saw was his eyes widened. Jenna turned her attention to another body, this a girl. Based on her face, she was probably closer to her age. Like the boy, she shook her gently. The girl's eyes slowly opened. Unlike the boy, she laid there for a moment before she slowly sat up. "What is going on?" asked the girl. Nothing much," said Jenna, standing back up. "Just here to rescue you." "Really?" "Yes." "How?" "Ask him," said Jenna, glancing over at the young boy who had wakened two other people and was shaking a third. Jenna looked back at the girl who was looking at the boy. "He will tell you, but we do not have long. We need to wake everyone else up fast." "Okay, but why?" "Let's just say I have it on good authority that an army is headed this way." "I see," said the girl as she extended her hand to be helped up. Jenna grabbed her hand and pulled her to her feet. "I'm Kelly. Who are you?" "I am Jenna." "Nice to meet you." "Same." In a few moments, half the people were awake in some form. Jenna knew she needed to start moving people to the forest. She had just woken the youngest person there, a girl who had to be no older than 8 years old. This scared Jenna, that Dr. King would be willing to kill a child. After helping the girl to her feet, she walked to the center of the room where Kelly was waking up two bodies and Charles, the 13-year-old boy, she woke up first. Once over to them, she tapped them on the shoulder. "Yes?" said Kelly. "I need to start getting them out of here," said Jenna. "Are you okay staying to help wake up the rest?" "I am. Still not sure how you're going to get us out of here. But shouldn't we all go at once? We can't leave anyone here to anyone who shows up." "Trust me. This will be quick." "Okay, I'll stay behind." Can I get you all attention?" said Jenna, looking at everyone in the box who was awake and standing. "I need to get you all to safety, but there are a lot of you. I am going to be able to do this at 10 at a time, not including myself." "How are you going to get us out of here?" asked an older girl with black curly hair who was clearly one of the oldest, probably 18 or even 19. "You'll see. I need 10 of you come over here. I promise there is no way that you will get hurt." Jenna looked around. No one moved closer to her. She knew they were scared since they almost died. But she figured they would be willing to trust the person who saved them. She knew that Dr. Frank's forces were going to be here soon, so she had to prove quickly she meant them no harm. Charles, who stood only a foot from her, she reached out, placed a hand on his shoulder. Puff. "Where did they go?" said 14-year-old boys with dark brown hair down to his shoulder. "Over here," said Jenna. Everyone turned to see she and Charles were standing behind them. The moment they saw where she was, half of them jaw hit the floor. Just to prove that they were not seeing things, she did it again. Puff. She appeared back where she was and Charles were originally standing. The group turned around to see them. "Now do you see how we're going to get out of here?" said Jenna, but before she could finish speaking, they all ran over to her, all wanting to be the first to get out of here. "Hold on! I told you I can only take 10 at a time. Charles, I need you to stay. Form groups of 10. You 10 will go first." Jenna could tell everyone not in the 10 she pointed to were disappointed. She walked over to the 10, one being the older girl who asked how she was going to get them out. Before Jenna could even give them what to do, she heard Charles breaking them all into groups. She smiled, seeing he was taking command. As a 17-year-old boy was trying to give him a hard time, she just looked at him and told him that he would be going last, and the 17-year-old looked over at her, and she just shook her head as she agreed with him. He was not happy and walked over and sulked in the corner. "I need you all to hold hands," said Jenna, turning her attention to the first group. They did so quickly. Once they were all touching, she grabbed the 8-year-old girl hand. Puff. They appeared outside in the woods next to the fire. Skyler sat next to the fire, drinking something from a bottle. He looked up at the moment he heard the puff. "Took you long enough," said Skyler. "Who is that?" asked the 8-year-old. "It's okay. He's the one who put the hole in the box so you call would not die." "How?" asked the black-haired girl. "Let's just say I have an ability." Oh, sorry, that was not Jenna. "Let's just say I have an ability like her that allowed me to do it," said Skyler with a smirk. "Where's Jin?" asked Jenna, looking around for him. "He went to get the van ready. I'll take them to him while you go back." "Okay. But I could use a hand in there." "I'll be back." "Okay. Everyone, this is Skyler. He will take you from here to a man named Jin who is going to get you all out of here." "I am scared," said the 8-year-old girl. Skyler stood up, putting the bottle down, and walked over to her. Upon reaching her and Jenna, he squatted down to her level. It's okay. I promise you. You will be okay. Skyler extended his hand. The young girl did not do anything at first. She looked up at Jenna, and she shook her head as she agreed like before. The girl looked back at Skyler, then at his hands. She slowly reached up and took his hands. Skyler smiled before standing. Everyone, follow me. Do not get ahead of me. Skyler took off, heading straight for where he was. The group followed behind him. Sorry, I gotta read that one more time. Skyler took off, heading straight from where he was. The group followed behind him. Jenna could not believe that this was going to work. She wanted to watch them, but knew there were others waiting. Puff! She was back inside. This time it was different. There were 4 well-organized groups, all waiting for her. Charles looking over them, making sure no one from a later group tried to sneak into an earlier one. How is everyone? Asked Jenna. They're all ready to go, said Charles with a smile. Good. You are in the next group. You said only 10 in a group. I did. But believe one more will not make much of a difference. Okay. Jenna, you might want to hurry. I heard noises upstairs. I think they are here and getting ready to make their move. Okay. How many still need to be wakened up? Just one, but he is not waking even though I have shook him hard. Get him up. I will. Jenna looked over at the next group. Charles had joined the group, but they were all holding hands ready to leave. Jenna took Charles' hand and they were gone. She made 3 more trips in the next minute and a half. She returned for the final group. When she peered back in the box and taken them or what? Oh, the final group was not there. This was not good. She was not sure if Dr. Frank's forces had come and taken them or what. Then she heard a noise outside the box. She turned around to see one of the boys left at the edge of the hole. She did not waste time. She ran over to him. As she rounded the corner, she saw the rest of the group standing next to the door leading up to the living area. What is going on? Jenna asked as she appeared next to them. The boy who was last awake, he took off back upstairs, said the tall 17-year-old boy who Charles put in the last box because he was trying to bully him. He said something about wanting to get something from his room. Or something. Where is Kelly? She went after him. Then we heard shouting a few moments after she ran up the stairs. Or something. What are you going to do? Asked a 14-year-old blonde hair pulled back into a ponytail. Let me read that one more time. What are you going to do? Asked a 14-year-old blonde hair pulled back into a ponytail. Everyone, grab hands. What? They all said. I need to get you all out of here. I will come back for them. They did what she said, and she placed her hands on the shoulder of the 17-year-old boy, who shuddered. Puff! They were outside. Skyler was nowhere in sight. She did not like this. She knew that if they were captured, she was going to have to do this on her own. Everyone, stay here until someone comes for you. Puff. Ooh. Where is everyone? Why are people disappearing? What is going on? Well, you're going to have to tune in next time to find out.
You mean after we discuss it?
Oh, yeah, wait, never mind.
I think it's safe to say it's not that big of a surprise to find out. Spoiler for the next chapter. They're with Skyler being taken to Jing.
Yeah.
They weren't captured.
No. He just hasn't come back yet.
Yeah.
He's actually having a conversation with somebody right now. He grabbed another beverage from a bottle. I love how it's beverage from a bottle. Do you know what's in my head the moment that he is at the fire?
What?
Skyler is in a lounge chair. Feet kicked up near the fire. He has a beer, just like, you know, the standard resting on your belly because you're leaned all back, like, and he's just like, sup. Like, they puff in, and everyone's like slightly. He's like, sup.
Like,
I'm still recovering from when I blasted a hole through that metal box. You're welcome, by the way. And Jenna's like, get off your ass and get these kids over to Jin now. He's like, all right. But I'm the one that saved everyone. You're welcome, by the way. All I can say is, you're welcome. Start singing that song. Yeah. And it's a terrible rock voice. And he does the eyebrow thing at one point. And the kids are like, seriously. Especially the couple of them at this point that are older than him. Like, obviously older than him. By the way, I also love we have characters in this one. 14-year-old boy.
Yeah.
That was cool. 17-year-old boy. Okay. All right, I can. 8-year-old girl. Well, first of all, it doesn't specify 8-year-old. No. We have 8-year-old girl hand.
Girl hand.
We have ponytail. We have a 14-year-old blonde hair pulled back into a ponytail. What is that? It's just a ponytail? Is it male? Is it female? What are we doing here?
Think Cousin It.
But in a ponytail.
But in a ponytail.
How? Are they just wearing a rubber band around their waist? I mean, that would actually make sense. Never mind. That shouldn't make sense, but it does. Oh my god. Jenna is awesome in this one.
Yes.
You actually are starting to understand the post-dad dying Jenna.
Wait, Jenna's dad is dead?
Jenna's dad is dead.
Oh, man.
Now, the funny part is, that was chapter 38.
Yeah.
We have 45 chapters and an epilogue.
Yep.
Total.
Yeah.
You introduced characters so slowly.
Yes, I did.
And then suddenly went, all right, so we're doing one mission. Yep. This isn't a, hey, second act like, honestly, this does feel more like a second act mission. Mm-hmm. Where it's like, okay, they're not going to be 100% successful. There's going to be a massive setback. Yeah. And, you know, in a rewrite, you could see that this would be where Skyler gets captured. It's like, the first part of it was getting his girlfriend out and getting his best friend out. But they get recaptured, and this mission to get the kids out fails as well. So, okay, that's where he gets captured.
Okay, let me put this in wrestling terms of what this is going to turn out to be.
Yeah,
without any spoilers for the rest of the chapters. But basically, in wrestling terms, this is where a match gets to second gear, and it feels like these two people in the ring have that capability of hitting third gear, and they just never do. Like, it's building. We're about to hit third gear, and then that's the ding 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 match over. Like, wait, what?
Wait, what? Why are we ending it here?
That's exactly what we are in second gear. We are in.
We have been edging.
There is no third act.
I'm a brand risk.
There's no third act.
Okay.
Like, we're in second act right now.
This like I understand the way that you've gone from the introduction. You've given Skyler his powers, Jenna her powers. This should be your first use of the powers, which usually by standards is not super successful.
Well, it's a young adult novel, so it has to be. No,
isn't the trope that the first time they truly do, their heroic moment, it is heroic, but the bad guy immediately is just like, yeah, stop it. You stopped one of my plans. Do you see how many plans I have? And that's where the bigger...
Yeah. Nope.
And then you get the third act of preventing the second, of escaping the bad guy.
Yeah, no. I can tell you what after we complete this one, whatever happens in the next chapter, we have to then go and figure out where Jared and Hillary is. Oh wait, we already know that.
You mean Isis?
Yes. Yes,
I love the fact that her name just straight changed to Hillary.
And then changed
who
to
was her mother. That was the same as her mother.
And then it changed again for like a chapter, and then went back to Hillary.
Yep.
Yep.
You didn't even have your characters down.
No.
This was a hard pantsing.
This is a hard, about a year and a half gap.
Yeah.
In between writing.
No wonder it got weird.
Also,
I can see where you came back to it.
Yeah.
You made it like this is definitely a determination of from here on I am finishing this.
Yes.
Up to that point, it was I'm building this.
Yep.
I am building this. And it could have been 300-400 pages.
Yeah, this could have been a lot longer. But after that year off gap and it being sitting on my blog, and unfinished, and I'm just like, okay, you know what? I have a direction. I know where I want to go with this.
Yeah. And
I'm just finishing it.
That gear from there on, that second gear, was finishing it. It wasn't, all right, this is where we hit second gear and we're going to coast for a moment before we either decide to go to a third gear or go, this is where we end for this episode. I'm pulling into pulling off the road for a second.
Yeah.
We're going to come back in the next book.
Yep. But no.
Yeah.
It came back to the point where I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna finish this. I have where I'm going with. We'll just wrap it here.
It really was. I'm done.
I want to finish this so I can actually say I guess I finished it.
Yeah.
And I had my gear because at the time I could not. Pantsing took forever, and some of these chapters, you saw how short some of these chapters were. That was me going, I don't know where to go. I don't know what to worry after this. Okay, that's where I'm ending it.
Okay.
That's the end of the chapter. I did want short chapters, but at the same time...
One thing that I have found that personally, when putting even minor stories together for myself, which sometimes is only basically a chapter long, it has always been, take character. Immediately take situation. You're like, okay, we're going to be here for this scene. What's this character doing? What's happening? Mm-hmm. And then just answer those questions and go, okay, so I'm going to describe this happening. Then I'm going to describe this happening.
Yep.
And then I'm going to finish with this thing happening. It's like, okay, now I'm going to just... And then very slowly, because that's how I write, incredibly slowly. I haven't finished anything. Okay?
Yeah.
Just nothing's been ever finished. But it's always been... Yes, when I go back and rewrite this, I know immediately on the second rewrite or the third rewrite of something, it immediately is, I'm expanding, I'm taking what I had written, and I'm describing it more.
So I know how I'm an outliner is because when I finally wrote the first book of Marx Valera, the second novel, and in the first series I actually wrote and everything, I had a plan. I had outlined it. I wrote that book in 30 days.
Wow.
Not consecutively. That was over 6 months.
Yeah, but
when you, because I would keep tracking my word counts and how the time and days. It was 30 days over about a 6 month period. There'd be about 3, 4, 5 days, maybe sometimes up to like 8 or 9 of consistent writing. And then huge gaps in between because I burned myself out.
Right.
I thought at the time it was just like, okay, I didn't really know what I was going for. I guess something I was struggling. It was a struggle. No, I literally burned all the creative energy out of me.
No, I get it.
And it took a lot longer at that time to replenish. But when I add it all up, so I've made several videos when I've talked about this on this channel, and I'd always say, when I got started, I finished a novel, my first draft, in 30 days. And I kind of little boast about that. I'm like, oh yeah. By the way, I forgot to mention that was over a 6 month period.
Yes, it was 30 days of time.
30 days of writing, but over 6 months.
So it was 30 24-hour days of time.
No, the time. I mean, I think about it as just this day.
You wrote on 30 days over a
yeah
6-month period.
The actual number of hours was like, I think, like 48, something like that.
You almost wrote once a week. Like, the way it breaks down is it's just barely over once a week.
Yeah. But like it was like 40 hours, like 48 or something like that,
Yeah.
hours total. Or no, I think like 36 the first time. The next one was like 48 or something. Like when you actually look at it, like
so only 2 days of total writing.
a total time spent writing these drafts was like really, because I would fly through because I knew what I wanted. I planned it out. I thought I had my maps and everything. Here, we've talked about, I don't have my maps because we don't know where anything is.
No.
And we get lost in the shuffle.
Yeah, there were a couple of times where I didn't know who was talking.
Yep.
Like we get, we have Charles, the 17-year-old. No, Charles is the 14-year-old kid. It's the first kid she woke up.
Yeah, sure, him.
Yeah, him. And then somebody else. Like, okay, so Jenna, Charles. And
was it the guy who got banished to the last group?
yes, because, okay, well, see, the problem is you don't specify that. You have Charles respond to Jenna, and then the next line is, Jenna, you might want to hurry. I heard noises upstairs. Which would be Jenna's line.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is a normal thing for you, but...
Yeah, I know.
Skyler was
by the way, bravo. I love how all the people, no matter how old they were,
became like just kids.
Younger children.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Was it a girl that's 17-year-old? The second person who woke up is like 17-year-old, and she sounds like she's like 5.
Yep. Don't care. They just woke up from nearly dying. They're scared, man.
And she acts like, this was from my writing, but you made it even, the way you read it also made it even sound worse, that she was a little kid. Though she's clearly, the description is she's about 17.
Yeah, I know. And I was just like, nope, I'm staying with it.
Oh, okay.
Because in my head, they were all kids that were younger than Jenna and Skyler, so...
But even though there's clearly, I mentioned that there weren't, there were some older ones, or about Jenna's age.
Yeah.
But
even that is, whatever, man.
So what did you think of this chapter overall? Did you think it could stand as a test as its own chapter, or should it have been its attached to the last chapter?
No. This works as a solo chapter.
Okay.
Honestly, it would need a little bit more just fleshed out.
Yes.
A little bit more descriptive. Honestly, flair at this point. All this chapter would need is just a re-go through with flair added to it. You're like, and poof, like she stood in the shadows on the other side of the box. You've added an extra word in there.
Yeah.
Like on the far side of the box that Charles stood also in. You could just at this point, this chapter, all it needs is more words.
Yeah, it needs more words.
Like you and your audience would probably understand what I'm trying to say when I go, it needs the flair, it needs more words.
Yeah.
Like you just need it more descriptive.
It needs to be punched up.
Yes, it needs to be really punched. Like honestly, the punch up might need a punch up.
The punch up needs a punch up.
Yeah, I mean, it's a rough draft.
I see how it is.
The first punch up would be fixing a lot of the mistakes.
No. Punch up is in script writing is the terms of making. It's more towards dialogue.
Oh, I know.
But it's making it more punchy and more catchy.
Well, yes.
Basically, dialogue that you can use in the trailer.
Yeah, exactly. But still.
Yeah, but I'm using it more in the vague of making it more entertaining, more engaging.
That would still probably need a little bit more because
it needs a real good. No. It doesn't need a punch up. It needs a real big punch up.
Yes. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I'm not saying there's a great story here. I am enjoying this story.
Do you understand the story?
No, not at all.
Yeah. No.
Like, I don't understand how they have powers. Yeah, that's right, aliens.
Spoilers. Oh wait, I mentioned that before.
Didn't we haven't?
Yes, we have that in here.
Yeah, that's how Dr. King found out, and Skyler watched a video about it.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Which, by the way, the idea of writing a chapter of someone observing something else is a brilliant way of doing it.
It's a total steal from films.
Oh, absolutely, because you watch somebody else watching it, and then either you go into that scene, or you only leave it on the screen that they're watching. Yeah. So you're watching somebody watching a movie.
Yeah. But it's, I forgot. It's aliens. But no, I was asking you a question if you understood it, so you could at least explain to me if you did, because I don't understand my own...
So there's some weird gene therapy that's going on that has been in everyone's system, and it's the reason why there's these stories and stuff.
Yeah.
And then these kids have the gene, but it hasn't triggered, so they're trying to figure out how to synthesize that gene and make it trigger.
Yeah, it's
okay.
It's not gonna get.
And by the way, it touches on none of the science about that.
Nope.
Zero.
Complete made-up science.
No
research on gene therapy or any of that crap.
None of that's needed.
Nope.
Because it's told from Skyler's point. Like, if you leaned a lot more heavily on just Skyler's point of view, instead of adding Jin and John's point of views, like if you kept it at Jin and Skyler and Jenna, really, honestly, it should be both of them. If you kept it from their perspective, I honestly think you could skip all of the science about it.
Oh, yeah, probably.
I mean, you could have it there.
Yeah.
Just in case, a beta reader is like, well, yeah, wouldn't it be a little bit interesting and punch up your novel a little bit to go into that? And you're like, all right, fine, I'll fucking go into it.
Yeah, so
ask somebody else to write that can you give me the science of this stuff, and I'm just going to literally plug it in. It's going to be an entire scene where Skyler goes on the computer and brings it up, and there's a quick he reads these couple of lines and goes, I don't get any of this, and moves on. That way that one beta reader can be like, all right, you put it in there.
Yeah.
Thanks.
All right. You got anything else to say about this?
No, not right now.
No. All right. So we'll wrap this episode up here. So if you made it to hear this, I'm assuming you're enjoying this podcast. So let us know down in the comment section what you're thinking of. If you understand my story, please, can you explain it to us so we can understand it too? Because, we don't.
I understand the chapters.
I'm the creator of the story, and I don't understand my own story. It's like Christopher Nolan not understanding Tenet. But he's smarter than me, and he understood Tenet. No one else did, but...
it's a weird circle that wraps in on itself and ends up right at the beginning.
Don't lie. You do not understand Tenet.
And then there's this other
No
thing.
one understands Tenet.
I don't get it.
No one understands Tenet, but Christopher Nolan. But let us know down in the comment section if you can explain it to us so we understand it. Tell us know what you're thinking of the story so far and all that. And since you made it here, again, I assumed you enjoyed it. So why not you go smash that like button as a prayer to the holy algorithm.
The holy algorithm.
And subscribe because I got writing content. Speaking of that writing content, I'll have the links on the screen now. One for the other episodes for the Skyler Grant Podcast, so you can get caught up if you're not caught up. And whatever video I have best suits you will be on there too. Whatever one you click, we'll see you there. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.